Happy Halloween, kids, and remember, say thank you.
Want to really see something that said, take a look at what happened.
Hey.
Why this beat so cold?
We will make America proud again. And you try to kill our we will make America wealthy again. And yes, together, we will make America great again.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy. He did it. And this has broke the internet. Oh boy, man. I couldn't wait to get into this. I hope all you had a happy Halloween. If you celebrate, don't celebrate it. You know, that you had just a good time. Maybe got to spend time with your loved ones, your kiddos. Got to take them out. And, you know, these are the moments we live for, man. You know, do not take this time for granted. You know, shout out to all my parents out there. Be there, man. Be there. Be involved. You know, the little things, man. You never know. The little things. I remember the good days on Halloween. My father used to take us out, man, to about 15, 20 different neighborhoods. You know, we just ride, you know. And then as we got a little bit older, we kind of, you know, slacked it down and, you know. But we used to always come home with my dad would like challenge us to get a trash bag full of candy. You know, a trash bag full. You know, and we would just, and that candy would last for almost a year and a half. I tell you, man, until it'll last until the next Halloween, you know. Good times, man. My father was amazing, man. Rest in peace to Rick Sr. You know, there's a reason I come on here and I spread so much love to you guys, man. You know, I miss my father every single day. And that's why I send a huge shout out, salute to all my parents out there, my father figures, my mom figures, our grandparents. You know, keep being amazing leaders and mentors, right from wrong, common sense, man. It matters. You matter. You know, your kids matter, you know, and they're a huge reflection of you. You know, I know there's some that say, well, Rick, I did all I could and they still went down the wrong path. And it's okay, man. I want to send a huge shout out to you too as well, you know. But keep being amazing people, man. It doesn't take much to be a great human being, you know. I love you guys. And I just couldn't wait to get into this, man. JD Vance has broke the internet with this one. We just seen Trump break the internet once again, slapping and patting the kid with a chocolate bar on top of his head, just like he did in the first time. You know, during his first term. And Melania is just breaking out laughing, you know. But Trump broke the internet with this one right here. He did it again. Oh man, Trump is something else. He goes, come here. Let me put that on top of you. And Melania is just breaking out laughing, man. I tell you, you know. But JD Vance posted this picture here. What you can see got almost 30 million hits, thousands of likes and reshares. And the famous meme, you know, y'all know this past election, JD Vance went viral with the memes, people making fun of him, saying all kind of, you know, especially from the left, all kind of nasty, disgusting things, and, you know, made a joke out of him. And it actually backfired massively. And, you know, JD Vance and they ran with it, you know. But he says, Happy Halloween. Can you hear the screaming? You know. But JD Vance came a huge popular meme, and especially with the left mocking and making fun of him, you know. And I'm here for it, man. You know, I'm actually here for it. But it says Vice President JD Vance just taught us an important lesson. All Americans need to remember. Don't be afraid to laugh at yourself. Don't take everything so personal. Don't be so uptight that you miss out on how fun and enjoyable life is meant to be. We can be happy and united again if we just stop being so easily offended. Thank you, JD Vance, for your wisdom and leadership to help guide America back in the right direction. Happy Halloween, sir. Wow. I am definitely going to repost this and definitely leave a like. I had to, man. You know, those are the posts I like seeing, you know. But JD Vance shows off his Halloween costume. Happy Halloween, everyone. Remember to say thank you while you trick or treat, man. Yes, indeed. You know. And those memes were crazy. What is this? The same people mad at Erica Kirk hugging JD Vance didn't mind when Jill kissed Kamala's husband. Sit down. Hey, look now. Look. I don't, I think JD Vance and Erica Kirk was going viral yesterday at the Turning Point event. And y'all know how they spin and then take everything out of context. You know, I tell you, what an absolute disgrace, man. What does this say? He says, I'm not saying JD Vance and Erica Kirk who's to kill Charlie, but I'm saying Usher is toast. What? Oh boy. Y'all be seeing the exact same things I be showing on the show. But JD Vance is the best vice president ever, and it's not close. This is going to break the internet. Oh boy. But JD Vance had a very powerful, very powerful speech, monologue at the Turning Point event. And we're gonna play that in just a second. I'll just see what everybody else was posting. But JD Vance has broke the internet. He's broke TikTok, and I love how this all backfired and how they flipped it on you. And this is this administration with President Trump, JD Vance. This is actually just a funny, down to earth administration, in my opinion. And it's something we needed in the times that we're living in. We've seen so much hatred, so much violence, so much Trump derangement syndrome. And I love how this is all backfired on him. All the memes and how disgusting and evil the other side is, how we still find a way to laugh and flip things and make things backfire. Same with the shutdown, how their approval rating is skyrocketing right now through the shutdown, because we know what's actually going on. And the people spoke loud and clear. Go out and win an election. The popular vote. Every single swing state. People that don't get involved got involved. The people wanted common sense, And they thought Trump and this side had a little bit more common sense. They spoke loud and clear, What is this? But they got this meme going crazy everywhere. But that brings me to this right here. We definitely wanted to get into this. But it says JD Vance actually did not place his hands on Erica Kirk's hips. So please use this clip to debunk the lie if you see it. So I guess there was some kind of thing where JD Vance grabbed her a certain way, or I'm not really, I didn't really get into it like that. But y'all know there's all kind of things floating around with JD Vance and Erica Kirk. Again, it's just a bunch of nonsense, and a lot of the nonsense and crap comes from, the range left, But I want to play this right here of what JD Vance said at the Turning Point USA event. Check this out.
I know not all of you are Christians, but for the Christians out there, I think that it is very important to remember that despair is actually a sin. It's okay to disagree. It's okay to criticize. It's okay to think that things aren't going well with a particular issue, but we are called to never give up hope. But I think one of the critical lessons of Charlie Kirk's life to his dying breath, this was a man who never lost hope in his creator and never lost hope in the United States of America. So let's remember that and carry that forward as a way to remember. And the second thing that I want to say is, in line with despair being a sin, look, I imagine that I can tell most of you apparently agree with a lot of what I said. I'm sure that a lot of you disagree with some of the things that I've said. That's okay. We don't need in our political movement people who agree with us on every single issue. We got a couple of questions about Israel. We got a couple of questions about the National Guard deployments. We don't need somebody who agrees with us on every single question or every single issue. What we need is people of good faith who love the United States of America and are willing to work hard to save it. So when you look at all the accomplishments, you look at the accomplishments of the last 9 months. We inherited the worst border crisis in the history of the United States of America. We shut down the border, and net immigration is 2.5 million lower today than it was in 9 months. That means the total number of people that have been sent out of this country is 2.5 million. We have 2.5 million fewer illegal immigrants than we had. That's a great accomplishment. We inherited a terrible affordability crisis from Joe Biden, and I'm not going to tell you everything's perfect because it was a real bad situation that we inherited, but inflation is consistently below economists' expectations, and we are chipping away at it every single day. We inherited an economy where we had the largest trade deficit in the history of the United States of America. In 9 months, Donald Trump's tariff policies have cut the American trade deficit by over half. That means we're making more of our own stuff, and we're actually employing American workers to do it. And all that is to say that very often, Charlie Kirk would call me and he would say, not attaboy, but he would say, do more, do more, do more. And I listened to Charlie because he was a dear friend and because I knew that he loved this country. My point is, the best way in your life to honor Charlie Kirk's legacy, it's not to despair, but to hope in the future of this country. If you disagree with something, then get involved in the movement to save this country. If you think that we could be doing more, then pick up the phone and get involved in the effort to change our minds and change the future of the United States of America in the process. My friends, the rebels of Ole Miss, despair is a sin. Do not give in to despair. Let's keep fighting to save the United States of America. Thank you, and God bless you.